Hey guys, I'm Dawei from WeCloudData. I'm a DevOps engineer. This is a Linux workshop. In this workshop, we're going to introduce some basic commands when using a Linux virtual machine. I'm going to skip the long and vulnerable history of Linux, and I will go straight into Linux environment and Linux commands. So the materials, the commands can be found in this web page. I will share the link in the Zoom chat. In this workshop, you don't have to follow me and run all the commands with me. You can do that later after this session, because all the steps are clear, detailed, written in this web page. So to use Linux, the first thing we have to do is to create a Linux virtual machine. And the easiest way I know is by using multipass. So here's a link in this README file. Just click on that. And this is the page that has all the instructions to download the multipass application and to start a virtual machine. So here you can choose the installer according to your operating system. You have to download the installer and run the installer. After installing multipass, if you're a Mac user, you can open your terminal, something like this. Or you can use, if you're a Windows user, you can open your command prompt, because we're going to run the multipass CLI to launch virtual machines. So after you have installed multipass, run multipass list. If you install it successfully, you will see a list of running virtual machines. But of course, you don't have any virtual machines running, so you might just see the titles of those columns. I have a running machine called temp, and I know the state is running. Here's the IP address of the machine, and here's the image or the operating system. So it is using Ubuntu 24.04 long-term support version. So to create a new virtual machine, here's a command: multipass launch and --name and the name of the instance. Multipass launch --name my VM, my virtual machine. Okay, so this virtual machine has been launched, and I can see this in the list, and this is running. It's using Ubuntu. And to open the shell of the virtual machine, we use command multipass shell and then the name of the virtual machine. Okay. Now I'm using the bash shell of this virtual machine. This is my username. This is the host name of this virtual machine. And here is the current working directory. The tilde stands for the home directory of the current user. Okay, now we're using a Linux virtual machine. Here are some terminologies we have to learn. Terminal is the thing we use to interact with shells to send commands. So that I'm using a terminal. With terminal, you can interact with different kinds of shells. Shell is what we use to, what the virtual machine or Linux uses to interpret the command that user entered and then send the command to operating system or the kernel of Linux to execute the task. Okay, there are different kinds of shells. Ubuntu uses Bash as the shell, and there could be Z shell, C shell, or just shells. And Linux is the name of the kernel, which is the heart of operating system. It manages the hardwares like CPUs, disks, memory, things like that. And we can list the available shells in a virtual machine by running command cat /etc/shells. Those are the available shells on this virtual machine. Okay. So this is just a virtual machine. We don't have a graphical user interface. The way we interact with Ubuntu is just through using commands. So there are some basic commands like pwd. It shows the current working directory that you're in. So all you need to do is just type pwd and hit enter, and it will return the working directory. So this is my home directory. /home/Ubuntu. Ubuntu is the username. You can navigate to this home directory by using the command cd. Cd stands for change directory. So cd tilde allows you to go to the home directory. cd/usr/lib/python3. This is a path, and with cd in front, it allows you to navigate to this directory. And cd/home/ubuntu allows you to go back to the home directory. So you can go back to the home directory by either using cd tilde or cd, the absolute path, or just cd. And we can list the directory. So ls stands for list. Currently, there's nothing in the home directory. If I run ls-alf, this list all the directories and files in a long format with an indicator. So what does that mean? So the folders that starts with a dot is a hidden folder. And the file start with a dot is a hidden file. -A allows you to list all the hidden files and folders in your current directory. L allows you to list folders and directories in a long format. And F, capital F, allows you to add indicators to the folders and files. So if it's a folder, it adds a slash, it appends a slash at the end. Okay, if you like to go up a level, currently I'm at this directory. If I like to go up a level, that would be the /home directory. cd ... that allows you to go up a level. So now I'm at home /home. If you like to go up 2 levels, just type cd ... /. Check the current directory. We have mentioned that we use pwd, and the type command allows you to get some information of the command. So type and pwd. So it tells you that this is a shell built-in command. You don't have to memory all those commands. Just by using them, you will get those muscle memory. Of course, you can search for a cheat sheet from the internet and use that as a reference. How do I know what options that I get when I'm using a command? So there are several commands you can use to get help. Type is one of them. It tells you what kind of the command is. Sometimes it tells you the location of this command. Another command we can use is the man command. This stands for manual. So if I like to take a look at the manual of the command awk, I can use man awk, and it tells you the name of the command, pattern scanning, and processing language. It gives you the synopsis, like the syntax, gives you a description, gives you a preface, and list of options you can use, -f, lowercase f, capital F, -p. Sometimes you're not able to get the manual of a command by using man, like man pwd. Oh, you're able to get this. Man grep. Okay, this works as well. Man cd. Okay. So you're not to get the manual of cd. If you type help cd, you get the manual. So if man is not supported in your OS, try the help command. Right. So that's how you can get help. Another way to get help is by asking ChatGPT. Of course, that might be the most convenient way. We can combine command line tools with pipe. Pipe allows us to pass the output of a command as the input of another command. So for example, sequence, the sequence command, seq5 gives you a list of number from 1 to 5. If you would like to know more details about the sequence command, you can run man seq. This prints a sequence of numbers, and you can use those options, and you can have those inputs. The last number, if you enter 2 arguments, that would be first number and last number. If you enter 3 arguments, that would be first number, increment, and the last number. So this is a command to print a list of numbers. And we can pass this output, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, as the input to the grep command. So what is the grep? What does the grep do? It works like a filter. It prints lines that match patterns. Okay, so sequence 50 and pipe grep 3. So this will print a range of number from 1 to 50, and grep 3 will filter the outputs which contain 3. So here's the numbers that have 3. And we can continue adding pipes and append commands. So WC stands for word count. Command WC. Print new line, word, and type and byte counts for each file. Okay. Let me copy this command and paste it in my terminal. Okay, it tells me that there are 19 numbers in this list. So pipe is often used to combine commands. We can redirecting input and output using the greater than symbol. So it will change the output to somewhere else. For example, by default, at SEC3, this prints the 3 numbers, prints the output of this command on my terminal. But I'm allowed to use this symbol, the greater than symbol, to change the output from the terminal to a file. All right, let me run seq3 greater than /home /ubuntu /seq_out. So why did I put Ubuntu here instead of development? Because in this example, the development is the username of the virtual machine, but in my virtual machine, the username is Ubuntu. That's why I replaced this value here. And seq_out, that would be the file name. cd ubuntu s. So by running this command, I created a new file called sec_out, and I saved the output to this file. instead of printing the output on the terminal. Okay, let me show you the content of this file by using the cat command. Check out 1, 2, 3. So this greater than symbol will override the file if it already exists. So if I run sec5 greater than sec out, then display the content of the file again. Sec out. The content of this file changed from 1, 2, 3 to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What if I like to append content to the end of the file instead of override the content? Then we can use the double greater than symbol. So this will append data to the existing file. Let me try it out. Sec5 greater than sec out and cat sec out. Okay, the content has been appended to the file. In terms of the in terms of the folders and files in the Linux file system, we have there's many folders. Let me navigate to the slash directory, cd slash and ls. -al. We have /bin. /bin stands for user binaries. /sbin stands for system binaries. /etc is where we store configuration files. /dev is where we store device files. Let's take a look at some of the most important folders. /root. Many people mix /root with /. /root is the root user's home directory. It's not the same as /. / is the beginning of all the other folders. /bin user binaries contains binary executables. You can find many Linux commands you need in here, like ps, ls, ping, grab, copy. Commands used by all the users of the system are located here. /sbin is system stands for system binaries. It contains binary executables as well, but the Linux commands located here is typically used by system administrators, and the binary here are for system maintenance purpose. Some commands located here are iptables, reboot, fdisk, ifconfig. This is where you will store /etc is where you store configuration files such as the resolve.conf, log rotate.conf, init.de. If you have installed databases like MySQL, PostgreSQL, you will find those configuration files under this directory. /USR stands for user programs. The full name is Unix system resources. So it contains binary files for user programs. The home directory is the home directory. It's for users to store their personal files. If you create a new user called John, then there will be a directory called /home/John. If you create a new user called Nikita, there will be such a directory. Okay, we've talked about the file system in Linux. Next, we'll be working with directories. We can use the list command to list the files and folders in a directory. List with L option. This gives you the long format of those files. ls and ls-l, you get those information. So what are those information? This part stands for the permission of the folder and file. If you see that it starts with D, that means this is a folder. If you see that it starts with L, that means that's a link. If you see a dash here, that stands for a file. And this part stands for the number of hot links to this directory. And this part is the owner of this directory. This part is the group name of this directory. This is the size of the directory, and this date information here stands for the timestamp you last modified this folder. ls-al-a ls-al-a stands for all. You can get all those explanation of those options just by reading the manual. Help ls -a stands for -all. Do not ignore entries starting with dot, so it will show all the hidden files as well. -l stands for using a long listing format. -f equals --classify. It will append indicator one of those two entries. So if it is a folder, it will append the / at the end of the folder. If you like to use multiple options, you can put them together, like -alf instead of -a, -l, and -f. how do we read the manual? So this is the command ls. So the command starts with ls, and then on options, you see the option is surrounded with the square brackets. That means this is optional. You're allowed to enter options here, but if you don't add any options, that's fine. And you can add multiple options. If you see these three dots here, that means you can have more than one options. And here you can add a file here, or you can have multiple files. Okay, how do we create a new directory? We use command mkdir. This stands for make directory. By the way, you can exit from the menu by typing Q. Q stands for quit. Man mkdir. This is the manual of this make directory command. And you can have those options when you are running that command. So the syntax is make directory options. You can have more than one options, and then the directory name. You can have more than one directory name here. So here I'm going to go back to my home directory at first, and then run make directory ~toolbox and enter. So that created a new directory called toolbox under my home directory. LL is an alias for this command. So now I just created a toolbox directory. This is a directory, and it has those permissions. I will explain the permissions later. It has two hard links. The owner is Ubuntu, and it belongs to the Ubuntu group. This is the size, and this is the last time modified. We use ls-l to list the permissions. This is the permission, and we're allowed to change the permission by using the command change mode. Change file mode bits. Change mode 400, and the path of this directory. Let me list the permission again. Now you see this part has been changed. It became a read-only folder for the owner. Trying to remove a 400 folder will get a warning. Type Y and enter to confirm. If we like to remove this folder, we should get a warning. Remove -R toolbox. Here we have a warning, and Y ls, that folder has been gone. So we use remove -R to remove a folder and everything inside this folder. Working with files. We can read a file, the content of a file using the command cat. This command will print the content on the terminal. And then we can use this pipe command to pass the content of this file to as the input of the head command. With the head command, we can just see the first few lines of the content. I might not have this uno.py in this directory, so I'll use other files. Let me go to that directory at first. Okay, I'm going to use the 6.py. If I run cat 6.py, it gives me everything in this file. Then cat 6 pipe head, I get just first few lines of this file. If you like to see the manual path, type man head. This command output the first part of the files. And you can use the -n option to specify how many lines you like to read. If you like to see the last part of the file, use the command tail. Command tail, output the last part of the files. Cat 6.py and tail. This is the last part. And command last. It means opposite of more. Man, more. Display the content of a file in a terminal. Anyway, you can use this command to display the content. More and less. And here's an example using head with the option -n. This will display the first 5 lines of the content. Cat 6.py. That's the content of the first 5 lines. If we like to edit the file, we can use the V editor. This is the default editor that comes with Unix operating system. There are 3 modes, the normal mode, editing mode, and the visual mode. We run v6.py. Now you're in the editor. You open this file within the V editor. If you hit -I, you are in the insert mode. And there's a warning changing our read-only file. Seems like I'm not allowed to change this file. By hitting the escape key, you go back to the normal mode. If you hit the D key twice, you can delete a line. in the view mode, hit by hitting the escape key and then enter column Q exclamation mark. You can quit without saving. In the view mode, if you enter column WQ exclamation mark, you're going to quit with saving changes. But this is a read-only file. I'm not going to save anything. So I'm going to type column Q exclamation mark to quit the editor without saving. If you like to write something to a file, I can do as follows. So firstly, you create a directory called toolbox. Then use the echo command to generate this string, this sentence, and then use the greater than symbol to change the output to this file. Then you can use the cat command to print the content of the file in your terminal. The other way is by using the V editor, and use V editor to open the file, hit I to start editing, and then enter some sentences, and then hit the escape button to quit the editing mode, and use this keys to save and quit. Okay, let me do an example. I'm going to go back to the home directory and create a folder at first, make directory to box, and echo. If I don't change the output, by default, it will print the content on my terminal. Then if I change the output and add the path to the destination file, to the /toolbox test file.txt, the content would be, the output would be saved in this file. Then cat, and then the file path, the content has been displayed here. But the second way to edit the file is by using the V editor, and then the path of the file, test file.txt. Now we open this file in the V editor. We can type vi to edit the file, hit I to start editing, enter something, enter some text, and then quit the editing mode and save and quit with this column WQ exclamation mark. Then let's display the content again. Now there are 2 lines of text in this file. If we like to find the file in your directory, you can use the find command. The syntax is find, then option, then the expression. The expression could be a path or could be a regular expression. Find /home, and text file.txt. This would go through everything under the home directory and try to find this file. Test file.txt. Test file.txt. Test file.txt. This is where it is supposed to find this file. Let's try this command. Since the username is Ubuntu, so this directory doesn't work. Try find /home-name test file.txt. Okay, this time it found this file in this directory. If we like to copy a file or to move a file, we use the command cp to copy and use the command mv to move. The syntax is cp the source file, the path of the source file, and the path of the destination. Let me try cp ~toolbox test file. This is the source, and the destination will be ~/ then ll. Then we see this file in the home directory. And we can move a file to a different folder or rename a file using the command mv test file.txt and test.file underscore copy.txt and error again. As you can see, this file is gone and we have this file. So the file name has changed. In Ubuntu, we're allowed to manage users, can add user, set password, switch to a different user, make a pseudo user by adding this user to a group using the command user mode. We can delete a user using command user del, but to do that we have to add sudo in front. Sudo gives you the administrator permission to do anything. We can also change the permission of files and folders. This is a diagram for permissions. The first digit here stands for the file format, the file type. It could be a regular file, a link, a directory. And the second to fourth digit stand for the permission for the owner of the file. The fifth to seventh digits stand for the permission of the group owning the file. the last 3 digits stand for the permission of the other users. R stand for read, W stand for write, X stand for execute. So this is a read, write, execute permission for the owner of the file. This is a read and write permission for the group owning the file. And there's read-only permission for all other users. So that's the permission. And these permissions can be written in binary digits, binary numbers. So 111 stands for read, write, and execute. 110 stands for read and write only. 000 stands for no permission. And we can translate those binary numbers to digits. So 111 stands for 7. 1110 stands for 6. 101 stands for 5. Seems that I don't have time to go through everything, but you can try all those commands out after this session. Hey, Adam, that's all for me.
Thank you, Davi, and thank you everyone for joining these sections. We hope this session is very helpful, and if you have any questions, always feel free to leave the message in the chat, and we will constantly have workshop and also other lunch events happens. If you find you can join, just feel free to join. And again, thank you, Davi, for hosting this section, and thank you everyone for joining.